Hi guys, it's Nicole at On Hooks and Needles, and I'm back. It's been a really long time, but I've been stitching, so I wasn't gonna do like an update video necessarily. I think I'm just going to show you the finishes that I've had, the starts that I've had, and go over all the WIPs that I have, which really isn't that many. So that you know everything that has needle and thread taken to it. Um, and then I've kind of got some plans for 2018. I might go over those with you a little bit. And then I've got just like 2 crochet projects to show you guys right at the end. So I guess we'll get into it. I have a huge pile next to me, but they're really not in order, so I don't know if I want to try to organize it or not. But first I will start with finishes. How about that? So my first, these are all new starts. You guys have never seen these before. So my first one, I started Lizzie Kate, and this is called Time for God. And I started it and finished it. And I used DMC threads. This was 28 count MCG Textiles Even Weave in the mushroom color. I'm not a huge fan of the color, but I thought that it looked very close to what she had, so I went with it, and I love it. This is hanging in a little spot in our hallway, and I love it. So there's that. That was my first finish, and this frame, I'm actually really proud of this frame, because this was actually a 3-picture frame. It held 3 5x7s, and so there was 2 like slats of wood that went across, and I had my husband cut them out, and then I painted it black. It was already black, but I just repainted it so that you couldn't see the wood cuttings. So I'm really proud of the frame because I made it myself, kind of. So that was fun. Then my second one, let me get the pattern for you guys. My second one was the December. This is Little House Needleworks, and it is a thread pack. And so I did the December. And I also finished and framed it. And this has been on display in our dining room next to our Advent wreath. I think I posted a picture in Stitch Mania, so if you guys are in that, you might have seen it. And this was a clearance frame at Walmart. It was $5 on clearance, and I got it during the summertime, and I think it was like 5.5. Oh, it says 5x5 is the opening, and so I knew that, you know, like the cottages of the month or one of those projects would look nice in it, and so I bought it. And I was storing it in my craft closet because I knew I wanted to use it for a cross stitch. And I dropped it one day and it cracked. So I just need my husband to super glue that for me. But I think it looks nice. I mean, you can't even tell. It's all like scuffed up anyway. So, but yeah, so there's December and I love it. I'm going to do, we'll get to that later, but I'm going to do the whole year of them and switch them out each month. So, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So there was that. And then my last new start and finish for you guys is another Lizzie Kate. I'm becoming a big fan of hers. I never really thought I liked Lizzie Kate. I thought she was kind of 90s and not really my style. Now I like her. I think she's really my style. So there goes that. So this is Lizzie Kate Cleaning the House. And it says, cleaning the house while the children are growing is like shoveling snow while it's still snowing. And you guys might know I have 4 kids, so my living room is never clean. So very fitting. And I started this one and finished it. And again, this was another frame that held 2 4x6s, I think. So there was a wood piece right down the middle, same thing. I asked my husband to cut it out. And this one, it just kind of popped right out. He didn't even need to use his saw. So he popped it out, and I just took a permanent marker and colored over the spots. But I think it fits it perfectly, and I love it. And this is in our entryway, so that people who come into our house can see it right away. And I just think it's so cute. And this one, I did it on the called for color, but I found out that I do not like stitching on linen. So I have fell in love with Joblin fabric. So this I stitched on a 32 count Joblin in lamb's wool. So that's that. That's all my finishes. Let me put this away really quick so I don't lose it. And I guess we'll go to new starts, and then I'll just do a WIP parade. I think that's what you guys all call it. And then I've also got like unstarted WIPs, or unstarted projects, I guess. Oh no, I have one more finish, you guys. I have one more finish, but I didn't frame it. Okay, so this one is Country Cottage Needleworks, and it is To Have and To Hold. And if you guys have watched my channel before, you guys probably know that I was working on this, and I wanted to get it done for our anniversary, which was in August, and it's December right now, December 28th, by the way. Didn't get it done, and I guess I'll just show you the piece. So I was able to finish it. Now, it took me a while because I didn't know what to do down there. But I love it. I changed the flowers to orange. My husband liked the hearts, and he liked them the color pink, so we kept those. And I charted 8/25/07, which was our wedding day. So I wasn't sure what to do because they did pink flowers and then the pink hearts, and I wasn't sure if I wanted the pink hearts with the orange flowers. Well, I ended up doing the pink hearts because my husband said it looked good. And then I wasn't sure if I wanted to do our wedding day at the bottom, or if I wanted to chart out 10 years, because this was our 10-year anniversary this year. So I had it done. I had everything done down to this white line minus the hearts. And I just stopped, and it sat there for months. So finally one day I just asked my husband, like, should I do the date? Should I do 10 years? What color should I do the hearts? And he figured it out, and I think I was done in a day or two. So now I just need to find a frame and then get that framed. And I plan, this is our bedroom, by the way. I plan on putting it on this wall somewhere. This needs to be rearranged. But anyway, and this was on the 28 count lamb's wool Joblin, which I believe is the called for fabric. So there's that. So that, I had 4 finishes, you guys. Now for starts. Okay, I gotta get this organized a little bit. That one's new one. These are old. Right? Yeah, you've seen these before. Okay, so I will start with the WIPs that you haven't seen. How about that? So my actual new starts. So my first one is this Ink Circles Quaker Genetics, and I think this is hilarious. I love it. It reminds me of my dad because he was a very science-y kind of guy, and I just love it. So this I'm doing on a 32 count linen, natural, but it's from the MCG Textiles. And I am using the DMC threads. I'm not using the specialty threads. And I really just got like that much. It's not even a full length of thread or anything, but I did start it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going with this or if it's going to sit unloved for a little while, but it started. I've had it kitted up for a while, so one night I just wanted to start something, so I did. And put that away. Another new start was this. Okay, this one's a sad one, you guys. In my very first video, I showed you this as a finish, or one of my old finishes or something like that. I had made this. This is a free pattern from adafruit.com. Adafruit? I don't know. But it's called Om Sweet Om. My husband is an electrical engineer, so it was very fitting. I had stitched it all up for him on 14 count Aida, and it was actually hanging on our wall, but I had put it in a frame with a mat around it, a white mat. So it was like this, and then there was a huge white mat around it, and then it was a black frame, and it just looked too big and overwhelming and kind of goofy. So I took it out of the frame, and I was going to reframe it. Well, I measured wrong when I was cutting, so I cut it wrong, and it could fit in an 8x10 frame, but it would cut off like half of the flowers, you know what I mean? So it just didn't truly fit in the frame like I wanted it to. I was a little upset about it, but I started it again because it's just my husband. So I don't know if this is upside down or right side up, but I started a few stitches in that, and this time I'm going to do it on 28 count even weave. It's still the white colorway, and this is MCG Textiles. So that was another start. I also don't know how much love this one's going to get, but it started. So I need to replace that and then frame it the right way, not mess up on cutting it this time. So I've got, okay, just a few more. So earlier I showed you the December. I actually bought this in either October or November, and I started the November one on the called for linen. I believe this calls for linen. I think it was 28 count, yeah, natural raw linen. So I bought that fabric, I started it on that, and I did not like it. I'm not a linen girl. I like joglin, I like even weave, you know, I just like them better. I don't know why. So I UFO'd that one. So the November one is done. Well, it's not done. I'm just not going to keep going with the one on linen because I didn't like it. Anyway, so I went on to the December, and I showed you I finished the December one. And then after I finished December, I purchased the January, February pack, and I've started January. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here is January. That's what I've done so far. So I've done the snow. I think I need to complete this snowflake, and there's one more snowflake down there, and the white will be done, which makes me happy. And I just love these. They are quick stitches. They're so cute. They just make you happy when you're working on them. and I'm going to stitch each month, hopefully finish it the month before, so that like it's December right now, so I'm stitching January, so that hopefully once January comes I can put it into this frame, which will live in my dining room on my the dresser I have in my dining room that holds my linens and stuff for the table. So I can switch it out each month. So I think that would be really, really cool. And I just love these. So, and I actually did start the November one for a second time on this. Oh, did I tell you guys this is, I think it's also Joblin. Yeah, this is lamb's wool Joblin, which is probably my favorite fabric right now, if you guys couldn't tell. Oh, so anyway, yes, before I got the January one in the mail, because I don't have any LNS near me, I started the November one, so I'll show you that start as well. And that one is up here. So I really didn't get very far on that one, because once I got the January one, I just want to start January. So that is that. I probably will not work on the November one until October, just because I'll probably be keeping myself busy with all the other months before then. And I have a few other projects that I want to purchase and work on. Okay, so one more new start, and I actually started it this morning. Just today is December 28th, and I'm sure all of you guys watch Priscilla and Chelsea, and today started their stitch along for, what is it called? The Forest Snowfall by Country Cottage Needleworks. Looks like this. And today was the first day of it. So literally this morning, you guys, my kids wake me up at 6 o'clock. I got my coffee, gave them breakfast. I sat in my stitchy spot and I started this. So that is how excited I was to start this. And I was gifted this pattern and fabric actually by Lisa, the Kindred Stitcher. She also lives in Washington State. So she gifted me this a while ago before anybody even knew about this stitch along. So thank you, Lisa, for that. And I've started. So let me see. How can I do this? Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I got a small start. I got part of our neighbor and the TH of the, and then this tree is done, and this bunny is done, except for his eye and his tail, and then the snow that he sits on. So, super excited about that. It's going really quickly so far, and I just love it. So, and this fabric, I'm not sure where Lisa got it. Ooh, I almost lost my needle, you guys. But it's Fantasy Dyed Fabrics, and it's also a Joblin 28 count. So I'm not sure where she got it. I know there's an LNS over on her side of the state somewhere, but she gifted it to me, so I'm using it. So thank you again, Lisa. Thank you so much. So that was my other start. Let me get this back in here. Okay, so now I will go through, so this will be my WIP parade, I guess. These will be WIPs that I've started. They're all, I believe, all the WIPs that I have right now. No particular order. I'm just going to pull them out and show you. So this is Designworks bouquet, rose bouquet. by Design Works. And this one I'm also doing a color conversion on because eventually I'd like it to hang on this wall behind me. So I wanted to make the roses orange or peach because that's what we had. And I actually did pull this out and I've worked on it a little bit since the last time you guys saw it. So that's exciting. And here it is. So I put this one away because I wasn't sure if I liked how the colors were turning out with my conversion. But I just decided I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to finish it with the way I converted it, and it's going to look just fine. And I told that to my husband, and he said, sounds good. So that's that. See, I did lots of this stuff, and I came down here. I think I did a lot of this one. Because I had just done these few roses and the back stitching to see what it would look like. So I've already done one of these and then UFO'd it because I didn't like how those colors were turning out. So this is my second try on this color conversion, and that's why I'm saying that this is just going to be what it is. I'm going to finish it. It's going to look gorgeous. So that is that. And okay, this one, this was also gifted to me. I don't remember her name, but I believe she's in California. And I don't remember her YouTube channel. I'm so sorry. I just can't remember. But anyway, this was another gift. And I've started this guy right here because I think he's adorable. And, oh, those flowers were on white 28 count even weave MCG textiles. This deer is on natural, I think it is. Natural, off-white, something like that. 28 count even weave MCG textiles. So that's him. I think he's adorable. I haven't worked on him in a while. But he's cute. Love how he's turning out. So, and then I did do a little conversion, not conversion, I guess recharting, but you can't see it. Over here on here, he's got like a goofy looking bulgy eyeball on the other side, which it doesn't look that bad in the video, but I swear you guys, it looks so goofy in real life. It just looks funny. So I was gonna kind of leave it out or make it look more natural or something. So just letting you guys know, not that it really matters. So there's that. Now this one is a very old one, and I think I'm going to UFO it because I will let you guys know in my plans. But this is an Artiste mini kit, nativity motifs. It's really cute. It's actually really, really small. The chart is extremely hard to read. I'll flash it really quick. Yeah, super hard to read. Like, there's no way that you guys could get the pattern from that because I need like 5 magnifying glasses to read the pattern in person. So anyway, this is my start on that. 14 count Ada, not my favorite anymore. But yeah, I just found a few different actually, nativity patterns that I would like to do instead. So I'm going to keep this it's just going to sit pretty much in my craft closet unworked. Maybe my daughter will pick it up one day. I don't know. But for now, that's my UFO. Okay, my next WIP is one of my family favorites. It's America the Beautiful by Sue Hillis Designs. I love this one, but I don't think I've touched it for quite a while. But I love it. I know that it's going to, like this one, I will not frame myself. It's going to be huge. Well, I might try framing it myself, depending on the sizes of frames I can find at Hobby Lobby. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of money to frame it, and I don't know if that's what's putting me off on it or what. But it's still a WIP. If I ever get the desire to work on it, I will work on it. So I'll pull this one out and show you guys really quick, and then we'll fold it back up and put it back away. So this is on 28 count Lugana, I believe. Yeah, 28 count white Lugana. So I've done Washington, down the coastline. I cannot see you guys. I hope you can see it. I hope you can see all of it. Okay, so pretty much I've done Washington and down. Oh, there we go. Now I can see it with you guys. I believe Alaska is done with the water around it and everything. And then I've done the words America the Beautiful. I've gone all the way to Florida and started in the middle states. So I think my goal with this was to do all of the water and the state outlines before doing any of the motifs. I don't know if I'm going to stick with that, but that was just my goal. I don't know why I made that my goal, but it just made sense to me. So there's that one, and still love it, just haven't had the desire to work on it. Okay, this one, oh my goodness, this is like a thorn in my side. I love this pattern. It is Ink Circles North Woods. I love it. I stitched it for my father-in-law for Christmas. It's actually at his house now. I love it. I love it. I would love to have this displayed in my house. And I've actually stitched most of it. The problem is this is on 40 count Confederate gray linen. This was my first ever experience with linen, and I should have just learned from this one. Because yes, it looks good, but I got off half a stitch somewhere in this top area. I was able to work around it. I think I got off by half a stitch again somewhere with these animals. Yeah, half a stitch, you guys, half a stitch. How frustrating. So then I come down here and something with this deer. I think that deer is off one stitch. Maybe I should just finish it the way it is. But anyway, the deer is off one stitch. So it's all symmetrical. And if I move this deer, I don't remember if it's this way or that way. It won't be symmetrical with these down here. I don't know if it's going to be something that I even notice. Maybe I should just finish it with the error. Nobody's going to notice. That's what my husband keeps telling me. But it frustrates me. But I want it done, and I like the size of the 40 count because it's small and manageable. Anyway, so this one is just very frustrating to me. So it's been living in the closet unloved for a very, very long time. But that is still a WIP. I'm not going to call it a UFO yet because maybe I'll restart it. I don't know. Anyway, I love the pattern. I do eventually want it on my wall someday. I don't know if I'm going to finish the 40 count or start it again. Anyway, okay. One last WIP, it looks like. This is carrots or market carrots. I don't remember what they called it. There we go. What did they call it? Market carrots. This is an artiste mini kit. And I've already finished the tomatoes one. It's hanging in my kitchen above my pantry. I plan on putting this right next to it in my kitchen above my pantry. It is pretty far along. Those carrots are done. The word carrots is done. It looks like I'm going to mark it up at the top. So, I mean, you look at it, I really don't have all that much stitching left. Finish up the middle part, and then I've got the border, and then the cute little chicken wire. So I'm sure once I decide to work on this, it'll be pretty quick to finish. But, yep, that's another WIP. And that's just on the 14 count black Ada that came in the kit, which for some reason I like that. It works for that project. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so plans for 2018. Obviously I've got the Little House Needleworks thread kits for each of the months. So I'm working on those. The nativity. So I ordered the Mill Hill kits have like the nativity trilogy. So there's one that has baby Jesus, Mary and Joseph, and there's one that has 2 shepherds and an angel, and there's one that has the three wise men, so one of each of the wise men. I want to get all 9 of those. My goal this year is to stitch all 9 of them before Christmas. And then we can make like a cute little nativity display. Like I'll make them into ornaments with a little hanger or something. Maybe not like a true finished ornament, just put a string on it so that they can hang. And make a nativity scene of some kind. So I ordered my first one last night, actually. It is the baby Jesus one. And yeah, so that I'll be ordering each of those after I finish the first one. So I was going to start with Jesus and then Mary, Joseph, and then move on to the shepherds and the angel, and then lastly finish with the wise men. So I'm excited about that. That's on my plans. I think that was my major plans. So I'll show you after I finish the market carrots. That's this one. After I finish that one, I do have this artiste kit. This is a full size, not a mini. And this is called Farmer's Market. Yep. So I'd like to stitch this up after I'm done with the carrots. And then this will also go in my kitchen with that set. So that's another goal this year, is to get to this, or at least to finish the carrots and start on this one. Another goal this year, I've already stitched one of these for my brother and sister-in-law. It was their wedding gift. I also stitched up the Germany version because my sister-in-law was born and raised in Germany. She moved over here a few years ago. And so I've already stitched Washington once, but I would like one for myself. So I've got the fabric for it. Obviously I have the threads for it because I've already done it once. So that's another goal. I'd like to start this sometime this year. I don't know when. But that's all kitted up and ready to go. pretty much. This will work with me. There we go. Okay, and then lastly, this is a new purchase, acquisition, whatever you call them. I found the Thanksgiving Flip It by Lizzie Kate, and I think these are super cute. The one that I love the most is Thanksgiving, and then she's got a Christmas one with the Christmas tree. Then she's got one for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, July 4th. Let's see, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's, Easter, 4th of July. Oh, and Halloween. So there's 7 of them all together. I purchased the Thanksgiving first because I was just in love with it. I've also purchased the the Valentine's Day one. That should be coming in the mail within the next week. And that is the one that I'm going to start first because that is the next holiday to come. So my plan is to purchase and stitch each of these before the corresponding holiday. So I have purchased Valentine's Day. It's not here yet, but when I get it, I'll start it and hopefully have it done by Valentine's Day. And then I think it's St. Patrick's Day next, and then Easter, July 4th, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. So that is another goal for this year for me. So, I'm going to have hopefully quite a few finishes this year because I'll hopefully have, either 10 or 11 depending on when I finish January. And then 7 if I do all of these flip-its. And then 9 for my nativity ornaments by Mill Hill. Plus all of the other ones like the carrots and the other things that I want to finish up. So, I don't have any goals for like number of finishes in 2018, but I have lots of goals of things that I can work on, and I'm kind of excited. Another goal, I guess you could say, is that I get on here to talk to you guys a little bit more often. I don't know if I'm going to have a schedule, but I thought I'd put this out there just to say, hey, I'm still stitching. Miss you guys. But that's that, I guess. I do have some crochet. I almost forgot about it. But I'll show you guys that, and then I think I'll get going. So, the first one is a baby blanket. And it is from this book. It's actually this blanket on the cover. This is just a book I got probably on clearance at Walmart. Leisure Arts. What's the name of this blanket? This one is called Gumdrop Ripple. So, but it's this blanket. And I am making it for my friend who is expecting a little girl in March. However, she had a miscarriage earlier in the year. So this is actually her second pregnancy. So it's a rainbow baby. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a baby born after a miscarriage. So I was like, hey, would you mind if I made you a rainbow blanket? Is that something you would appreciate? And she said, yes. So I did. I decided to go with gray as the main color instead of white. And I went with brighter, more vibrant rainbow colors. So I am completely done with the body of it. I just have to get it together, weave in these ends, and then I can do the border. So there's that, and I love it. And then the day before yesterday, recently, my dad asked me for a balaclava. I don't know if that's how you say it, but anyway, one of those, it's like a hat that comes down and it's a mask and it's got the opening for the eyes. And it'll come down kind of like a cowl as well. He is recently retired and he's been helping his friend with his horses. So he's been walking around in the cold. It does snow here. I'm not in Western Washington. I'm in Eastern Washington, so we actually have 4 seasons here. It gets really cold during the winter and really hot in the summer. Anyway, so he asked for a balaclava. So I started it. You're not going to see it very well because it's black, but this is the opening for the eyes. Yeah, you're not going to see it very well because it's black. And I've come down, I think this is like right below the chin right now. So I need to add a little bit more length. And then I will give that to him. So that's it. That's everything. I gave you my stitching finishes, new starts. I've got some purchases. I was able to show you one. I showed you my WIP parade, shared goals, did some crochet. So that's it. I think you guys are pretty much updated. And I will see you guys soon, I guess. Have a good new year and see you guys later.